Hey guys, it's your boy here, Tips Timmy Zoe, and today we're going to be reading a short little story, Zombie Road Trip. Well, I haven't uploaded in a while, and I haven't had no real reason to, but I'm going to start uploading again, so don't y'all worry. But without further ado, let's get started. Zombie Road Trip, Chapter 1. There are certain things your group cannot do without becoming closer than family. Spending 5 hours a day communicating via headset while murdering virtual zombies and fiercely avoiding face-to-face human interaction. I'd argue was one of them. So waiting at a service station, I had driven my rusty old Honda to all I could do was hope that these people wouldn't be as unusual in real life as they were in video games. Or sex offenders. No, that was probably worse, thinking about it. Allow me to explain. Every night at precisely 7 o'clock, me and 4 others would switch to our monitors and begin our daily bout of Zombie Redemption X. It was a pretty old game, released in 2009, but it was honestly the closest I had ever felt to being fully in control, which is, as my charming boyfriend Daniel could never help pointing out, actually rather creepy. But I couldn't help it. Screw addiction. It was a way of life. I knew about these strangers than I did about myself, and one of my teammates leaked the news that the sequel of the game was being released in Edinburgh in a week. I was overjoyed. We all were, which is why we dedicated to meet up in person for the first time in our lives, and drove up to Edinburgh for the game's release. Wandering downstairs of the day of the trip, I saw Daniel lounging on the sofa. Blood shimmered across his face. His clothes were a mess, and there was a chunk of face missing. I smiled fondly. "Oh, babe, you're coming to the game launch." I felt a flush of warmth run through me. Thought of Daniel, who had always been against my gaming, making such an effort. But he didn't have to come in fancy dress. I added gesture to my baggy t-shirt and casual jeans. He just grunted. Ugh. The drive to the service station was interesting enough. I babbled on about how I thought my friends would look interesting, and Daniel mainly just groaned and grunted a lot. He was probably sleepy. He had a late night at work. Arriving at the service station, I quickly realized I was about an hour early, and I bought myself a coffee and lead up against where we were to meet. Daniel trailed along slowly after me. Suddenly, there's a loud snort from behind me. I whipped around to see a young Indian girl in a tiny t-shirt texting disinterestedly. "So," she sighed, "which one are you? Shadow Warrior 57? No, wait," she drawled, not looking up from her texting. "Don't tell me. You're Dungeon Dork 85. My heart lit a little sight of one of my teammates. Actually, no, I'm Zombie Slayer 09. Special ability, Stamina. You can call me Rory Thorn, I guess, because that's my name. Added quickly in case there was confusion. She looked up. "Oh," she shrugged eventually. "I thought you'd be a female." I, what? I could vaguely convince how she was mistaken by gender. What's with my choice of baggy clothes and tight ponytail? I didn't really make it any less upsetting. "No, no," I gushed. "I am female. I'm Renee Sharema." The girl sighed swiftly changing the subject. "Or a zombie ass kicker. Special ability of brute force. Whatever." "Who's the dork next to you?" she asked suddenly. "Shadow Warrior 57, right?" "No, that's my boyfriend." She looked vaguely surprised for a second, but it passed quickly. After a few minutes of complete silence, another stranger shuffled on by. This man was tall and lanky, and seemed very uncomfortable in his own skin. His clothes were a little too large for his skinny frame. He kept scanning the room awkwardly for a few seconds. Judging by his deathly complexion and scrawny physique, I instantly pegged him down as one of us and waved him down. "Hey!" I called. "Shadow Warrior 57? Ability medical expertus? The man perked up a little murker. Oh, thank goodness it's you. He sighed, jogging over. I nearly had to ask that waitress for directions. And? Renee shorted. She's a woman, the man said, as if they were explaining something. Then, checking himself, he introduced himself as Duncan Cunningham. And we said our hellos. The next person to turn up was Greg Wallace, a bony 17-year-old boy in a big black t-shirt reading, My eyes are down here, above a downwards arrow. His hair was long and greasy, and he wore a predator smirk. I recognized him as Dungeon Dork 85. Special ability, Stealth. Hello, my exotic friend, he said to Renee, who pulled a face and stepped away from him. That's disgusting, she pointed straight at him. He grinned. He grimaced. What? I'm just calling you exotic, babe. Take a compliment. I'm not exotic. I'm Indian. There are literally 1.24 billion more where I came from. I'm only being friendly, he pouted. Whatever. You look like a permanent exorcism, and a particular Beatus. I was too busy smirking to the point that we're about the same age. The last person to arrive was a tall, blonde man in a plaid shirt. He was truly coalitional, nearly matching Duncan's height, but there was actual muscle on his bone. This man had a slightly distant look on his face, and he was carrying a pie the size of a pizza in one hand. Devouring it within a few seconds, he introduced himself as Jonathan in rather a thick Swedish accent. What the hell? Renee demanded, when he extracted yet another pie from the duffel bag on his shoulder. That's disgusting. How big is your breakfast? 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 Johnson frowned. I have already eaten breakfast an hour ago. This is just a snack. It isn't important to keep a nutritious diet, he explained, moving on to his muffins, laden with whipped cream. She wrinkled her nose. Why don't you go ahead and endorse a diet plan, lard ass? No, Greg smirked. I'm pretty sure that universal diet of pregnant women and multiple cat owners right there. We eventually got moving around 7, all making our way to the van I rented. Duncan had hissed and shielded his face with his hands upon contact with sunlight. We managed a short walk to the car park, and all piled into the vehicle. I can't wait for this freaking game, Greg beamed. Daniel began pawing weakly at the window and murmuring something about brains. I smiled. That's the spirit, honey, and the van rolled forward. Hey guys, that was my reading of Zombie Road Trip. I'm sorry for some of the errors. I haven't done speak reading in a while. But if you'd like another part, leave a like, thumbs up, comment, something. I'll upload another video whenever this one hits 301 views, the plus thing, you know. But don't forget to leave a like or comment. And if you'd like me to read a different story, or if you have a story that you'd like to hear, leave it in the comment section, and I will promise you I will read it. Well, this is Tips Timmyzo, and I'm out. Peace.